Welcome to NextGen Timber, where raw material meets next-generation machine power, and waste gets transformed into usable value through crushing, shredding, recycling, and industrial force. The Titan 900 opens the show like a machine designed for punishment. This twin-shaft shredder is built for high torque, low-speed destruction, and it does not waste energy spinning wildly for show. It grips oversized tires, drags them into the cutting chamber, and tears them down into consistent shreds with steady force. Reinforced blades, heavy-duty drive power, and optimized rotors keep the material moving without unnecessary wear. For large-scale recycling, this is not just a shredder. It is a production weapon. Then the mighty claw grabs a full-size school bus and turns the whole thing into a lesson in hydraulic dominance. What used to carry passengers gets squeezed, folded, and crushed into twisted scrap in minutes. It is brutal to watch, but also strangely satisfying. 1 second it looks like a bus. The next, it is just material waiting for the recycling line. And that is exactly what NextGen Timber is about: machines that take impossible material and turn it into clean, usable output. Subscribe if you want more real industrial processing, crushing technology, and next-level recycling systems. Then comes the sound of controlled force. The ripper bites into stone, boulders crack apart, and the whole scene turns into mechanical rhythm. It is not random destruction. It is pressure, angle, torque, and timing working together. Next, a car gets flattened in the worst possible parking attempt. That is not a crash test. That is a complete failure under heavy force. The SBS 6403 gets a quieter farewell. After years on the road carrying passengers, the old bus reaches its final stage. It is stripped, dismantled, and recycled. Its service life is over, but the material does not disappear. Steel, aluminum, and usable parts move into the next cycle. Then the scale jumps massively. 94 tons of explosives across 3,899 blast holes create which without electronic blasts ever recorded. That is not normal demolition. That is industrial sequencing at an extreme level. The VB1500DK takes over next, built for automobile body processing. Steel frames, aluminum parts, engine components, the twin-shaft mechanism pulls everything in and breaks it down with ruthless consistency. Cars that once looked solid suddenly become feedstock for recycling. The Argus VZ950DK follows with 405 kilowatts of diesel power and a high-torque dual-shaft system. It reduces vehicle bodies and light scrap quickly, preparing metal for the next stage without turning the whole process into uncontrolled chaos. Then the RGS Impactor 250 EVO shows a different side of engineering. It is built for throughput, but also for efficiency. Strong diesel performance, controlled fuel use, and serious waste processing output. That balance matters. The SSI crusher brings appliances into the line. Refrigerators, washing machines, bulky scrap, everything gets crushed like thin sheet metal. It looks aggressive, but the purpose is clear. Recover material, reduce waste volume, and prepare valuable metals for reuse. Every destroyed car is one step closer to recycling. It may look violent, but the outcome is practical. Less landfill waste, more recovered material, and a cleaner industrial chain. The M&J 6012 feels like something designed to intimidate waste itself. Wood scraps go in rough, oversized, and inconsistent. The blades pull them down with steady aggression and turn them into processed material with frightening consistency. Then comes the soundscape. Metal folding, shafts turning, steel clanking, and material giving up under pressure. This is why industrial footage works. You do not just watch the machine, you hear the power. The M&J 1000M steps in like a mobile shredding warrior. With 159 kilowatts of diesel power, it crushes, slices, and tears through debris with no hesitation. No waste is safe once this machine starts feeding. Then the CRJ 3000, 255 jaw crusher attacks rock and gravel with pure crushing force. Boulders go in oversized and come out broken down, ready for the next stage. Simple job, brutal execution. The demolition scene pushes that even further. Concrete, stone, reinforced steel crushing jaws tear through it all. Dust rises, rebar bends, rock breaks, and the machine keeps working like resistance is just part of the job. Then comes the Red Giant, a 44,000 kilogram monster built to dominate car recycling. The VB950DK does not just crush vehicles, it overpowers them with a mix of brute force and engineered precision. The HSS 600R scrap shear shows why modern demolition tools are replacing older methods. Hydraulic pressure turns thick scrap steel into cut sections with clean, brutal efficiency. The Hamel primary shredder continues the assault, processing car bodies at up to 60 tons per hour. Reinforced steel, aluminum, mixed composites, the twin shafts pull everything in and reduce it without losing rhythm. Then another car reaches the end of the road. It probably had years left in someone's imagination, but the shredder disagrees. In seconds, it becomes metal confetti for the recycling stream. Even tire shredding has its own rhythm. Rubber crunches, blades rotate, and wire strands give way piece by piece. It is controlled destruction, not random chaos. The next crusher looks like it survives on stone alone. Recycled rock feeds into the jaws, gets crushed, reduced, and pushed forward. No drama, just jaw power doing exactly what it was built to do. The TC29100 gets tested against dense hardwood, embedded nails, and mixed debris. No slowdown, no hesitation, no overreaction. Just straight industrial performance under ugly conditions. Granite may be tough, but not tough enough here. Diamonds may last forever, but granite clearly has limits. Finally, the refrigerator gets the most extreme cleanup possible. No expired food, no forgotten leftovers, no second chance. The entire appliance disappears into full industrial destruction. That is NextGen Timber shredders, crushers, scrap shears, demolition systems, tire processors, rock crushers, and recycling machines turning chaos into usable material. Subscribe now for more next-generation industrial power, crushing technology, recycling systems, and machines built to dominate the hardest jobs.